What she say? I know.
So
like this is my jam.
So I
like,
walked up
nigga,
to her,
it better
man.
be
She was like,
something
she
important.
said, she was like this. She was like,
It's the dramatic.
I was like, man, I said these joints is Hollywood, man. Hey, but
sometimes all you gotta do is crack a smile, though, kid. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, I was persistent, and I kept going. But anyway, y'all, live from the gorgeous Prince George's. This is a Shattered Illusionz podcast, man.
Sir.
I got my boys with me today, man.
You dig?
Well, I know it's Ollie All from the Kali Call.
Hey, man, I know it's K-Dot, man. You know.
And before we got on this episode, we were creeping, for lack of a better word. You know,
straight up,
facts.
We always gotta do our research when we talking about women, looking at them and things like that. So I was trying to show them one of my new potentials. But actually, right now, I'm not even hot for real. I'm gonna tell you who's hot right now, who's burning the streets up. I ain't gonna look at him. You know what I'm talking about.
Let's look at him on 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's okay, Doc. Hey. Let's talk about this, man. What you got going on, your emotion and everything. What's going on with the ladies, man?
I don't know what it is, man. It's just like the summertime. Like I'm kind of like Undertaker at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why, but every summer, I be on my streak, man. I'm on the streak right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I'm fully in motion right now. So
it's the nose ring, man. I don't know if y'all can see.
Hey, all eyes on me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we kind of were talking about that too. Like, as long as I know these two dudes, man, we can never be hot at the same time. Either I got it all, we don't never have none. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like I have 4 or 5, y'all might have 1 or 2, or y'all have 6 or 7. I might have my same 2 or 3.
Fact.
It's never just we all on the same time. No. But honestly, K-Dot has been actually getting the majority of joints for the show so far, man. So I gotta go ahead and give my man a applause.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
A lot of the women you guys see on the podcast has been brought to you by K-Dot. You know what I'm saying? He lighting these streets up, man.
Oh yeah, I just been trigger happy lately. That's all I'm gonna say, man. You know, I've been just shooting darts.
So Oliver, what's going on in your world, man?
Hey, man, you know me, man. Just over here grinding, man. So my eyes been focused. I'm a little cool right now.
Actually, man, Oliver's at the point he's doing 20 hours a week now.
21 specifically on paper. It don't even sound possible, but yeah, it's happening.
And he actually still finds time to come over here and do the show, which I definitely respect.
Definitely appreciate it, bro. Like I said, I appreciate both of you fellas, how you guys be grinding, you know, like, oh man, you know, these like my little bros, but I swear, like when I come around these dudes, nothing but free game, nothing but motivation, you know, and that's the type of circle you want to have in life.
That's the same thing with you, bro. I mean, like I said, we all look up to each other. We all make each other better, man. So just a couple of housekeeping items before we get into the show today, man. Follow us on Instagram and on TikTok.
Sir.
Shattered Illusionz, man.
Yes, sir.
We're going to keep doing this thing big, keep doing what we got to do to grow the platform. And as we reiterated last time, man, tell us what you guys want to see. We have a lot of big interviews coming up, a lot more ladies. But any questions that you guys have, put them down below. Comment down on the YouTube.
Any ladies that want to be on the show, DM the Instagram or DM the TikTok, preferably the Instagram.
We love variety. That's what we're looking for right now. We're looking for variety.
Yes,
you know? So,
because I think what we want to do, we want to have a lot of different ladies on here. We're going to have, of course, the ratchet ones. We're going to have
that's we around.
We're going to have those too. But being in the DMV, we kind of have a little bit more variety as far as professional working women and things like that too. So we don't discriminate. If you a little bit older, you want to come on.
If you Becky with the good hair, you can come on.
If you're Hispanic, you want to come on.
I love my mommies out there. All my Dominican mommies.
We want a wide variety to kind of show you guys that even though women are different on the outside, they pretty much all think the same way on the inside. Facts. And if you don't think the same way, that's awesome too. So let's sit down and have a conversation. So.
Because we bet you do.
And y'all, I just want to say one thing. You know, the fellas, since they know me, they know me since high school. They know, I got a soft spot for the BBWs out there. So, just saying.
If you over 300,
hold on. I gotta get my soundboard together, man. Here you go.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Listen, man, we all got our types, and mine is the more petite, light skinned, and Oliver's gonna say when they turn to the side, they disappear. No, naturally, I've been
Like
doing,
you seen the episode of Oscar Proud?
Telling you.
I've actually been doing better. I don't really. I've been expanding my portfolio, to say, for lack of a better word, and don't say I haven't. So
I ain't gonna lie, you used to be a picky motherfucker back in the day. So yeah, I agree. I agree.
I've been doing a little bit better, man.
I agree.
So I think a good topic to talk about tonight, what we've all gone through, especially as men being out here dating and everything in 2022. Let's talk about dealing with rejection. Okay. So with me, man, Oliver and K-Dot, we all sit down every time a girl rejects us or they might flake on the date or things like that. We always got to sit down and break it down to the last detail.
Got to.
This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe I texted her too much. Maybe didn't text her enough.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was just too much for her. Yep. Or our favorite one, she got to do somewhere.
Yeah, it just might not be my time.
Exactly. So we're going to do further episodes kind of breaking down the whole dating process. Like, I think a big topic for us moving forward is going to be when we have the whole crew here. We're missing our producer, Will, and also our other brother, D.
Yeah.
But I think doing that topic of doing our biggest, I guess, simp stories will be a big one too.
Absolutely.
But for right now, let's stay on the rejection topic.
Crazy.
So, guys, when a girl rejects you, what is your course of action? Typically, does it depend on the circumstances? Do you hit her up? Matter of fact, I'll get more specific. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you meet a girl in person, right? You guys vibe and everything's good. You feel the vibe. And vibe is more of a feminine term, but you know what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Like you feel the connection there.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, she doesn't text back. What's your first move? What do?
I'll let Kate go first on this one.
Okay.
Oh, man. If she leave me on scene, then it's a wrap. I keep my hands clean. I'm sorry. like I feel like, like when we first get to know each other, it's almost like a job interview. You know what I'm saying? Like simple as that. So first impressions are everything to me. If you flake on me, that means you don't value my time at all. You don't respect my time or what I got going on in my life. Because I'm actually out of my busy schedule. I'm making plans for us, the whole date and everything gonna be lovely. And you flake on me? Like I said, you don't see jobs out here going out of nowhere saying, well, would you like to reschedule? We really would like to have you. Would you like to reschedule tomorrow? Something like that? No.
And if they do, that's a bad sign.
I'm telling you. So, like I said, I go back to my volume. That's what I call my phone, my volume. I go back to the options to see what I have.
That's it, man.
Same question for you, Oliver. What do you do when a girl, and you kind of took it to the next extreme because you were just talking about the date. I was just saying if a girl didn't text you back, what's your next move?
I had to get some on my chest.
Okay, I know because you feel some kind of way tonight, obviously.
Yeah, I had to get some on my chest.
Well, standing up on a date, going back to what Kate was saying, standing up on a date, that's unacceptable. That's a termination. All right, that's like a no work, no show.
I agree 100%.
Heck no. But if we just talking about something where you talking about we first met and she don't text me back,
right? What
I would do is personally, because this is how I do things, is that when I'm done with a chick, I'm done. Like I know for a fact, and ain't no, she coming back later and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't play the long game. I'm now. No. So what I'll do is most likely with me, if it's somewhere where I see her in person, I'll probably go to her in person. And if it's somewhere where it's like a text, if we had a good text conversation going on and she just went blank out of nowhere, I'll just restart the conversation probably a week later. But if it's something to where it was like a first text and she didn't hit me back, then try to see her in person. But after that, it's a wrap, bro. Like K-Dot said, it's an interview, bro. We set the interview time. You ain't give me no play back.
So personally for me, guys, like I go back and forth between two extremes. On one hand, listening to all the great entrepreneurs and the great marketers, a lot of the skill of being a good salesman is overcoming objections and kind of overcoming, I guess, trepidation, for lack of a better word. So I have been working on actually.
Here you go with the big words.
I know.
Sorry.
SAT.
He kind of took me off. I was like, let me kill my dictionary.
Basically, just overcoming obstacles. Okay.
I got you.
So I'm to a point now where, like, if a girl gives me a little bit of resistance, if I like her enough, I'll push a little bit harder. Mm-hmm. But under no circumstances, if a girl cannot even reply to my initial text, I will never, under any kind of circumstance, ever text her back ever again.
Yeah.
Like Oliver said, if I see you in person, If I liked you enough, I might go over to you and say something. But other than that, I'm not doing it. Now, a situation where we were texting, everything was flowing fine, and you just stopped texting. If I like you, I will be a little bit more persistent.
I agree. Same here.
Because I mean, as men, you guys know our job is to hunt. That's what we
Absolutely.
do. So very rarely do you have a situation where you meet a girl and everything is just sunshine and rainbows from point A to point B. It very rarely happens that way. Exactly. I think somebody said 30% of the girls are going to like you. 30% are going to feel indifferent about you. 30% is going to feel okay about you.
Yep.
And 10% ain't going to fuck with you at all. It's about really converting that 70% that really doesn't care about you and trying to make them mess with you, essentially. Yeah. Those are the signs of a good seducer, I think, in my opinion.
100%.
I agree.
What you got on that, K-Dot?
Man, I mean, personally, from that, I think this has a lot to do with social media as well. Social media has a big stamp on girls flaking these days. Like, their ego boost is just at an all-time high. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I feel like nowadays, like a lot of women, just from my standpoint, I've seen a lot of women talking to a lot of basketball players, basically the guys on social media with the blue check. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you see me, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not at that, that top tier status, unfortunately, I'm expendable, hard truth.
So 2 points on that. Do you think women really have as many options as they think they have? Honestly? Because what I'm going to say is this. In my opinion, women have more perceived options than actual options.
I agree with that.
So they think that because they have 10 dudes in there that are trying to sleep with them, that there's 10 free available dudes that they actually find attractive.
I agree.
Because most
that's going to wipe them up.
Exactly. Because most dudes, what they're going to do is they're going to come in, sell you a dream. Then if they're high status enough, they'll get what they can out of you and move on to the next chick. Then the other dudes in your Instagram who you don't find attractive but you use for attention, you're basically not even thinking about them. So I mean, I think social media does play a part in that, but I don't think the options really are as great as they think that they actually are.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's definitely not. But the whole point about it is that it doesn't matter about reality. It matters about perception, because their perception is reality. Because it feels better to say that all these guys want me. No, they want to fuck you. But the sad part is when you get a guy with a blue check, right? Let's say you do go out with him, you experience that life, he fucks you, don't call you back, he not gonna wife you up. But she feels that in her head, that's her standard now. Like, no, I only talk to these guys, and especially if that happens 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay, you fucked all these dudes, you've had the experiences, but what they don't understand is that none of these dudes are wifing you. So your wifey material is not as high as you think it is. Your value is not as high as you think it is.
That's right.
But they feel like it is because they've been fucked by those guys. But the dudes that actually wife you, I mean, we talking about maybe Tommy. That's just coming out, you know what I'm saying? First year IT, maybe. And you don't want him.
Ernest the technician.
For real. No cap. And you lucky you can get him.
And he might just go half with you on the bill. But you're so used to that boat, that boat and yacht parties.
That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. Letting the girls split a bill these days, man. They ain't going for that.
Nah, they ain't rocking at all. Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's like I struggle with that though, man, because like, do y'all really think that the majority of women actually have blue check dudes in their inbox? You think it's just you think the majority do?
I'll say the majority. If they don't have necessarily a blue check mark, they got some dude with some type of following.
Some close.
We're talking at least 20K on up. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
The sad part is everybody ranges things by a person's Instagram. So if you got 20K followers on up, you're a celebrity now, whether you got a blue check or not.
That's true.
So I do believe that every woman has at least one guy that has like 15K, 20K followers that has been in her DM. And girls gonna take the highest one and say, this is my standard. I get guys like this. No.
They always gonna go for the highest bid. They always gonna go for that tier 1. If they can get to that tier 1, it's hard going back down.
And all those other guys under them that's in the DMs become invisible. My DMs ain't popping. Ain't popping by niggas that's 20K on up. But they popping now.
And I like what you said too about kind of like once a girl gets into that, I guess, blue check lifestyle, she can't go back. And Chris Rock had a great saying about that. Chris Rock said, shout out to Chris Rock. He said that women can't go back in lifestyle and men can't go back sexually. So once she kind of is on a yacht or been on vacation or flown out or something like that, she can't even look at a guy like you said, Tommy and IT, and be like, okay, this is my life now. Especially if she's 22 or 23. Like you ain't.
She gonna look him as he born. You know, he born as hell.
Exactly.
Yep. They're gonna be like, oh, they're like, you drive a Camry?
But I mean, like I said, I kind of go back and forth on that because I mean, I feel what you guys are saying, but also in my experience, not all women have those blue checks in there.
I agree.
And
not all.
And the IG. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I've dealt with a lot of girls, and sometimes we'll sit there just in my room or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I say for fun, let me see your DMs real quick. And don't get me wrong, there'll be a lot of dudes in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not always a blue check.
It's not always a blue check. Yeah, I agree.
One girl in particular, I was sitting there, man, and it's this guy who I really have a lot of respect for in the gym, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna say the gym again just for privacy reasons, but real good dude, down to earth, solid. And this girl in particular, we were sitting in my room one night after we got done doing what we were doing, and she was like, "Look at this, man." She's like, "Look at this, man." And the dude who I respected, who's, like I said, chill, good dude, doesn't act thirsty in person.
Solid.
But it's literally like blowing this girl up. Like 15, 20 messages. "Hey, boo, you're so pretty. Why aren't you writing me back?" I'm like, dudes really do this?
Yeah, it be some creeps out here like that. It really
And
be
I bet
some.
you that dude had at least a decent following.
Yeah.
Like, and not decent. I mean, at least talking at least 5,000
Yeah,
on
yeah.
up
Oh,
or 10K.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And like I said, this is a good dude, man. But on top of that, he wasn't the only one doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally, like, going back to our first question.
And out of 10, what was this girl? What would you say?
That's a good question.
She was with you, so I mean, you think she's attractive?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm not gonna act like I only slayed only bad joints. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I only slay bad bitches. Like, nah.
So I mean, like
I dealt with my 7s and 8s.
I mean, she cute. I give her a 6.5. So
Okay,
I mean, she cute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like nothing that I would be writing 1,000 messages.
You be thinking
to.
dudes be blowing up like that,
Right.
So, what do you think? What drew that guy's attention? What you think out of her?
I'll tell you, because the fact of the matter is, if she was the baddest chick, a lot of dudes already feel intimidated. They ain't even going to try because they already assume she got a blue check mark in there. But if she's a 6.5 or a 7 or even 8, dudes think that, you know what? This is my territory. I've seen her around. I think this is possible. So honestly, because from what I've seen, the girls' DMs who really be popping by everyday niggas, it be watch my mouth. But that really be popping be the girl that's all right. Like 6, 7, 8.
I agree with that.
The ones that's 9s and 10s, they already know they bad. They already know. You know what I'm saying? A dude like that probably wouldn't even step foot in that. But a chick that's 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, you right about that.
Like dudes think it's possible.
I'm gonna tell you what it was though, because she told me what happened. Basically, the dude had hit it one time before, but according to her, and she could be lying, who knows? But she basically was like that. It wasn't really up to her standards. They went out a couple times, dated. They did their thing.
I believe that.
Yeah, and then she just kind of ghosted after that because, of course, she had 2 or 3 dudes she was dealing with on the side too, and he kind of just, I guess, fell down the pecking order.
Yeah,
but I guess because most dudes aren't out here getting laid, or if they are getting laid, they're just going to cast a wide net and see what they can catch.
Yeah, exactly.
And she might have just been the most convenient, easiest thing for him to basically find. Yeah. So even with that being said, man, a girl ain't gonna hit me back more than once, and I'm like, I'm good. You know
I'm telling you,
just off self-respect. Just for me.
Yeah, so, my pride will never let me, blow up your DMs or whatever. No,
dignity will take you a long way. And don't get me wrong, sometimes there has been a case where I have gone more than once, and like I said, it's worked out. But that's a case by case basis. We're talking generally speaking. Yeah.
And actually, Oliver, that's a great point because you even taught me to do that too, and I've kind of even coached you on some of that stuff as far as going after a joint sometimes, because I can admit that the way that we act sometimes isn't the most quote unquote red pill way.
Yeah.
And I forgot exactly what RSD Madison. Was it Max or Madison? Who's the big one now?
You gotta tell me what either one.
Who's the one that's still doing this? It's Max, right?
Nah, Max is doing something completely different. He doing like self-development.
Todd.
Oh, Todd.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Shout out Todd V. Dayton, man. We gotta get him on here. That's my guy, man. I've been following him for years, man.
I know who you are, Todd. Just the name escaped me for a second. But I'm gonna butcher this quote. But he basically said the greats are all about only the great ones can like break the rules at a certain point.
Oh yeah.
He said a lot more, a lot better than that.
Right. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. He's saying that like when you're at a beginner's level, right? and you think like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Women love me for me. You don't know the basis of what woman attraction is or just what attraction is, period. So most people at that level, at the beginner level, say, oh, I can just do what I want. No, you can't.
Right.
He was saying, I know exactly what video you're talking about. He was saying in that video, once you hit the intermediate level, you know all the basics, you pretty much know what it is.
Yep.
In order to hit that next level to the advanced level, a lot of dudes get stuck in the intermediate because they get too dogmatic.
Too safe.
They get too conservative to the point where it's like, okay, a master or a person that's more advanced, you've had the references experience by now, if you're calling yourself quote unquote advanced, that you know kind of, okay, when to break it for this situation, when to hold them, when to fold them for this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was saying a lot of dudes break that too soon when they're not even intermediate. They don't even understand the principles.
Right.
That's what he was saying.
That's actually a good point. I'm glad you broke that down. I definitely.
Come on, man. I've been following him. I've been following him before all this red pill stuff was even like. I've been following RSD and them, bro, since what, like 2010 or like, bro, for a long time, bro.
But basically, my point in saying that is once you're kind of been in the game for a while, you kind of can break the rules. And I don't want to say come off as thirsty, but you can be a little bit more persistent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, most definitely.
And shout out to Saint in the Center. He made a great video the other day about this. He's like, guys that really have game. What I did before is I used to wait 3 or 4 days before I hit a joint up.
Yeah.
But what Saint in the Center was saying, he was like, all the guys who are the best, whether it's entrepreneurs, fighters, whatever the case is, they always act with a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, now 3 or 4 days in the girl's world, you are out of her mind probably the next hour.
Yeah.
Let alone 3 or 4 days.
Facts.
Now, I'm not saying that, you shouldn't value your time. You should value yourself as a man, but also it's just having urgency. Like, you know what? The opportunity is here now to strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, and this is not simping, you idiots, because a lot of people want to go to be, oh, you're shipping because you did this. My thing about it is you guys don't know what the heck you're talking about, all right? Because that has been the key staple in my game for the past 3 years, bro. I've noticed that, like, you can't wait no more. And like K-Dot was saying with social media,
you gotta get it while it's hot.
Exactly.
Everything on social media now is like a microwave. You gotta get it while it's hot. It's quick, fast, highlights. There's no process.
A lot of my staples, man, have been coming from straight up instant dates. The last chick that I was really into actually earlier this year, you know what I'm saying, that I was really like involved with, we went on instant date automatically. Like within the first 2 hours, 3 hours of me meeting her, I was like, yo, she was real cool or whatever, she was working out at the gym, and then we went somewhere instantly. Like I don't wait, bro. You can't wait. Not in this day and age. Nah. They either got some dude that they dealing with, or some dude that's in a DM.
That gap in between,
whatever. You have the advantage if you have her in person. I don't care if it's our first time meeting. If you have her in person, why am I going to sit up here, get your number, wait for you to leave, try to get you back? That makes no sense. You have her right there in person. I actually did that with another girl, but I wasn't into her. But I'm saying that staple has been working with me. And like I said, if you come all smooth, guys, it's not simping. I don't understand what simping is. Simping is when you're lowering your morals or when you're lowering your value or leaving your integrity or dignity on the table in order to get this chick to like you, bro. But if you just saying, yo, you know what? This is what I want. A, B, C, D, E. Boom. Let's do this now. That's just being a man. That's saying what you want. That's not being a P-U-S-S-Y. I can't say the word because I want him to cut this because it's a stamp, man. But it's true.
What you got on that, K-Dot, as far as urgency and texting girls, like when you first meet them and everything?
I agree with that. Honestly, like I said, like the urgency is there. If she see the urgency is there, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get that back. Like just from my experience, like over the years, I've had a joint where I saw it at night. I texted that morning, like some cool stuff, like did you make it in, say blah blah blah, whatever the case. And the next couple of days, we went out on the date, and you know how that story is.
So we're gonna do an actual breakdown for you guys eventually too. I'm gonna call it like maybe the 3 things needed for female attraction, and I always say it's 3 things. So it's baseline attraction. Normally, a girl has to see you at least as a 5 on my scale, and people say sometimes that's too low, but I think there has to be at least some kind of attraction,
and some type of average,
and it's not just saying about looks, fellas. Like attraction is different from male to female. We might look at a girl and go, she's a 5. There's so many other cues that come into it when a girl makes the judgment of whether you're a 5, 6, 7 on an economical scale, and it can change dramatically. Absolutely. Guys, if a chick is a 6 to me, she a 6. She can bake cookies and all that, but she is a 6. But a dude, that can change instantly depending on what you do, and it can also lower as well. So
I agree.
I think
And the other 2 is context. Okay, this is a really big one too, is because like for a girl, if you work with a girl and you're with her 8 hours a day, you have a way better chance of actually getting with her as opposed to if you just saw her once or twice.
Yeah.
Or for example, like if we're in a club together and I'm not in the VIP section, I could be a baller. You know, I could be a guy that has money, but because I'm not in a situation where I'm in the VIP, she might not mess with me.
Facts.
So context is a big thing too. And finally, the biggest thing we always talk about, timing.
Yes.
Time is the biggest.
That's number one on my list.
I agree with you, and we're going to break that down further in a future video. But
I will say that timing. Just speaking on that, a lot of times, because dudes will use excuses saying, "Oh, bro, it just wasn't the right time," or "I know she does it." At the end of the day, you can't control timing, so I wouldn't have people really get too caught up in that. Just because you can't really control that, and you got to shoot your shot when it's there.
And I shoot it while it's there.
And I agree to a certain extent,
unless you did your research, like if you know, like okay, she broke over that. Yo, let me go ahead and
but you know, the reason I'm bringing the context in this situation is because, like, let's say that you did meet a joint, y'all vibe for a second, right?
Yes, sir.
But then you waited 3 or 4 days, and in that 3 or 4 days, her ex-boyfriend came back to the picture.
Yep.
Or she met somebody else.
Exactly.
You know, so that's why
I've been in that
situation. Timing is a big thing because when a girl is normally vulnerable and she's like in a point she's looking for somebody else,
she's looking for attention anywhere.
You got a very limited window to go ahead and crack that. What did Will Smith say on Fresh Prince? Shields it down, Scotty. Fire. You gotta fire at that point, man. You got to. So that's what I'm saying.
That's like something crazy, like Apple being at like 1 cent a share, bro. Exactly. You better hurry up and grab that. I don't know what era it was made, but go ahead, grab it. Because in about like 30 minutes, that's about to jump right back up on the stock market.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so I mean, and I think what you said was actually a good point too. And we'll break that down more, like in a more nuanced video. But when I was just talking about that, I'm just saying, like, in that terms, like when you meet a girl, urgency should be on your mind
in terms of what you can control.
Exactly.
Don't be a punk.
Yeah.
Say what you want.
Yeah. So
don't be in the friend zone, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Don't play that friend zone game.
I'd rather have you be too aggressive and say some stupid stuff and you going for the win than for you to just be like most dudes.
Swing for the fences.
Just play the freaking sideline and just, oh, great, she's here talking to me. Let me just get the vibe, get the number so all my boys could be like, yo, man, you the man. After it.
Right.
At the end of the day, say what you want. And if you get blown out, I'd rather you get blown out like that. So that way your time's not wasted and you can go off to the next chick. But if you sit up here and you let her freaking dig your time up, and we can go way more into that. You know what I'm saying? On how to swing that. Make them decide. Your goal is not trying to convince them that they like you. Your goal is to get them to decide you want it or not. All this little middle stuff, you got to swing that. We can have a future episode on that as well.
Because most women, they made up their mind in that first 2 minutes. They already know.
That's a good point, K-Dot.
They already know.
When you were saying the thing about the text messages, the number one thing that would determine the factor was, I say, did this girl get a chance to see my whole personality yet? If she didn't, then I know it's still more to uncover. But once I've uncovered it, if you choose not to text me back, then that's it. I got nothing more to give, and I'm not about to do anything else or be anything else.
Yep.
What you were saying? Go ahead. What you were saying?
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So like in that 2 minutes, a woman already made up her mind. Already. Yeah. She already made her mind. She want to fuck you. She want to be your wife, whatever the case. Like she already made up her mind in 2 minutes. It's all about that. If you that dude, you that dude. You know what I'm saying? Stand on it. You know, just like I'm gonna let her know if I go smack at a girl in the club, I'm in and out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, enjoy your night. I'm with my fellas. You know, I'm gonna text you, whatever the case. Boom, get in and out. I'm not about to be in all her ear all night. You know,
that's a different.
That's a whole nother.
Or depending if you guys want, you know, PUSSY. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's also things you can do as well. Do one night stands. You know, you go in the parking lot, alleys. I mean, bathrooms. I mean, it's different.
That's why you got to get it. Depends on what you want. That's what I say. You got to get it while it's hot. I've had a point where I text a girl 2 hours after the club, which, you know what I'm saying? You made it home. Yeah. What you about to do? Did you want to come over? What? Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna say it purple on this damn podcast.
I ain't purple.
One night stands ain't really my game. I didn't have 1 or 2, and I could have had a lot more. But like K-Dot says that
I've had the best of both. I ain't gonna lie.
His game is in and out. My game is sitting there talking to you all night. I ain't gonna.
Hey, I be like, Q is still in that corner. I be like, what?
And you know what? The girl, like, this is why I lost out so much.
But that's my favorite part too, though.
It's like I lost out on so much. You know what? Because I want to sit there and be casting over and talk to a girl about her hopes, dreams, and fantasies. And then she be saying to me like, dude, you just hit me. You know,
Yeah.
right.
Bro, I'd have literally been in that same situation, though. Literally, I'd be like, man, I just want to talk. And then girls be like, what is wrong? I literally had a girl tell me that, listen.
For me, it depends on the setting, though.
Oh, let me finish over.
But
No, I was saying, I literally had a girl tell me on the phone. We was real cool or whatever. We used to always talk all the time. And she was just like, all right. She was like, listen. She was like, well, can you come over? She was like, don't worry, we won't have sex. But see, that's because I really be trying to get to know chicks. You know, now we did end up that night. But I'm saying, but my whole point about it is though, is like, I get what you're saying. Like I be wanting to get to know you, but you just treat me like a piece of meat.
Go ahead, K-Dot. Go ahead.
Nah, I get that though. Oh no, I'm good.
Okay,
good,
but
man.
And also back in my, I guess, worst days, we also have lost a lot of women because women fall in love with you based on not what you do for them, but what they do for you. And what's the girl's greatest investment she can make in a person? Her body.
Yep.
And when she doesn't invest her body, she's gonna start questioning, like, do I really even like this guy?
Unless I feel like when a girl's reached past a certain point, body count, I feel like that's not even a value to her no more. But that's like when she in the hundreds.
Yeah,
I feel like because you just become another number.
I agree with that.
But that's my own.
Especially as I get older, I definitely agree with that.
Generally speaking, dudes think like, I'm gonna do this because I like her. Girls think I did this, so I must like him. Mm-hmm. It's like the inverse, you know.
And you know how you know he ain't lying? Because listen to a girl that broke up with somebody. She will talk about all the things she did for him. I did that. Don't talk about what he did for her. But she talks about that because that's what she values.
That one side.
She talks about what she's done.
Yep.
So that way, anything you do for a chick, and you guys need to read The Way of the Superior Man. That's a great book.
Shout out David Data.
Your track record means nothing. The things you've done for her is down the freaking window and down and flushed in the toilet. The things she does for you, it's like it lasts forever in her mind.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Women really are when it comes to you, they're like, what have you done for me
lately?
Always.
You know? But like you said, when it comes to what they've done for you, that should be 100%. Never blotted out, always remembered.
Yeah.
Women are just naturally fickle like that, man. It is what it is.
Yep.
And the deeper it emotionally affects her, and the deeper it emotionally affects her, the deeper it scars her, the more she'll be hooked on to you, good or bad, unfortunately.
I agree.
So I'm gonna ask you guys this, back to the rejection topic. How do you feel rejection in the past has shaped your like reality with women these days? Do you feel like it's helped you become a better, I guess, seducer, approacher, things like that? Has it helped you with your woman life? Like, what has it done for you?
For me personally, it's definitely taught me how to be, probably pay attention to more detail. Like maybe my probably issue was probably if you met me from the past to now, I probably was a little too aggressive. Okay. My approach was a little too aggressive. I might be a little bit too touchy-feely or something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you real quick because I know.
All right, tell me.
I don't watch them do this, man. K-Dot is Rico Suave for real, man. He be looking at his lips like LL Cool J and some more stuff. What do you?
I ain't gonna lie.
Where your Diddy glasses at, by the way?
Oh man, you
got
go ahead, bro. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, TK ain't lying though. That's all facts. I ain't gonna lie. I am like the pretty boy out the group. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But like, take me out. Like I said, these dudes know me. You know what I'm saying? I take me hours to get here. Like it's crazy. But anyways, it's definitely taught me like how to my approach. Like don't come off so strong. Don't come off so touchy-feely. And I know if that was my issue. Like I've even like had a girl just stop talking to me like, well, you seem like you was trying to rush into it. You was too aggressive and this and that. You was so and I said, you know what? I thought about it. I said, you're absolutely right. If I would just took my time, let you proceed to the sex and whatever the case that comes down the line. If I let you initiate that situation, it probably would have worked out better.
So I want to kind of piggyback off that too, because a guy that's good with women has to ride that line between comfort and attraction.
Yeah.
Too much to one side is going to damage you.
Always.
And shout out to Dante Neal. He had a great thing that he was talking about when it comes to women. So he says, when you have comfort and no attraction, you basically have the friend zone.
Absolutely.
Okay. When you have attraction and no comfort, you get what they call buyer's remorse. Mm-hmm. So a girl feels like a hoe and she's like, why'd I even sleep with that guy?
Yeah.
And then when you have attraction and no comfort, you have what they call EPAR. So spell that backward. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of gotta like ride that wave of not giving a girl too much comfort,
Mhm.
but not giving her too much attraction. You got to ride that perfect balance,
Perfect
man.
balance,
You
yes.
got to. So,
Yes.
K Dot, good shit.
Thank you, bro.
Oliver. So, rejection. How has it shaped you in your woman life?
Well, I just want to piggyback off what Kate was saying. I'm all in. That's what they're gonna be, man. Like, if
I
we
respect that.
Like, if we vibing and we chilling over, I'm a touchy feely person, man. You get what I'm saying? Now it ain't gonna be no stuff to where it's like, I'm like, like shit, like, like nothing like that. But for me, it ain't nothing to where I'm like leading towards, necessarily sex either. But I would like play with her, like grab her hand or like try to bump her on her shoulder. Like, I'm real quick to break the touch barrier, very quick. And for me, it works very well. We can get more into that on how I do things, when to do it, when not to do it. But the biggest thing rejection taught me, man, is don't take things too personal. You get what I'm saying? Like you said, sometimes it's things that are out of your control. You can literally do everything right.
It just wasn't
and
your time.
She's just in love with a scrub. And sometimes it actually makes you value yourself more, because if you're a dude and you really know that you're really doing the right things, if she cannot recognize your value, not to be like, oh, I'm a king, and if she can't recognize me, then you're not it. But and when you're doing it, you really done put the work into yourself, and you know that literally, shorty, like what I got for you is something that's going to make your life better, and you skip out on it, you kind of just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. And the biggest thing is just, I don't take things personal, because it could be things that's out of your control.
It took that one goofy dude, Ollie, to mess it up for everybody, for all the good men with good hearts. Everybody.
And 9 chances out of 10, she stuck on that good dude. That
goofy
dude.
And I ain't gonna hold you. And then when I see the type of dudes that I'm like, damn, you stuck over this dude, it kind of makes me look at the chick. I ain't gonna fake like, I don't know why I ain't want to do it.
I've been there, bro. Like, when you see like
you don't let me find out your track record. I'm gonna just say,
because like you see a bad joint, and you assume the dude that she's with is like 6'5", looks like the multi-millionaire, something like that. And you kind of start looking at yourself like, damn, am I inadequate?
Right.
But then you see that he's like some dude that's like
mini me,
don't got no job.
I'm about to say, it's not even his appearance. It's just he be a chump. I'm like,
that too. He corny, cornball.
This dude.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you something.
We got her.
We don't hate on dudes around here. You know what I'm saying? Nah. We give dudes like for example, if I lost to a dude that's better than me, I will admit it.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of time when I see the dudes that women deal with, I ain't really impressed. Shout out to Shooting.
Shout out to Shooting, baby. Not impressed.
I ain't really impressed. I mean, it was cute. It was cute.
For the time being.
But even with rejection with me, man, I honestly think that rejection has made me a better seducer of women. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not out of the place yet where I'm just like, I don't care about rejection at all. But I'm kind of getting there. You know? And I honestly think that my biggest L's, not to sound cliche, have turned into my biggest lessons.
Oh yeah, failure is always your feedback.
Exactly.
Always.
So, like you said, that's actually a great point. There's no such thing as failure; it's just feedback.
Exactly.
And to your point, Oliver, sometimes you can do everything right, literally seduction right,
to the
voice
script
right, good date, approach properly,
got that smell good on.
Exactly.
Shout out to Ollie, man. Maybe have some smell good on.
Yeah. That's you, man. But sometimes it's just, you don't get it. You lose.
And then, but this is what I always tell guys too, though. It also has taught me this. There's times that I went up to chicks and I'm like, it's probably a 10% chance I'm gonna get a job. Well, I thought I was gonna get blown out the water, but I tried. And when I tried, the interactions actually went better as possible. So one thing that it kind of also told me is too, always give an attempt. I don't care if it's a full court shot. Shoot them up.
Shoot
it. Because at the end of the day, you may think that you're gonna get rejected. She might have resting chick face or whatever the case may be. Bro, try it, because you do not know. And that's also has taught me too. You can't put rejection you can't call rejection yourself. Let the girl reject you.
Exactly.
And actually, Rollo Tomasi had a good point on that. And that's the one of the iron rules. He basically said, never let her. What do you say? Never let a girl figure out why she won't fuck you.
Yeah. No. His thing was never tell a girl why, like never help a girl figure out why she won't fuck you. Basically,
let her figure out herself.
Exactly.
I've been butchering quotes all night, but y'all get my point, man. I'm trying. I'm glad Oliver's here to correct my message, but that's the point, man. Never take yourself out of the game,
because your biggest insecurity may be something that she loves about you. It's just for whatever reason, the way you walk, or just who you are, your skin tone, your haircut, the fact that you're balding. It's
some women think it's cute, you know what I mean? Some think it's cute.
But see, that's a great point, Oliver, too, because women aren't like us. They like us for other things.
Exactly. Yes, they're like very more detailed than us.
Exactly.
Like, what's the average guy looking at? That ass, that titties.
That's it.
That's it.
Women can like you because you're smart.
Yep.
Or because of the way you walk. Or something else. But women are different when it comes to attraction.
I didn't have girls that like me because I tripped over my own feet just because I'm clumsy. I mean, it's crazy. Like anything.
That's actually a great point, man.
It's experience.
So
man.
I mean, and most guys, that's actually a good point to go into our next point, is that rejection makes you more experienced too.
Absolutely.
And it kind of makes you like feel almost bulletproof to a certain extent, because after a point, guys are just so afraid to go out there even just try and say hello to a woman, you know. But after a point when you realize, you imagine in your head the scenario where you talk to a girl and she's like, get the fuck out of my face. That very rarely ever happens, because I'm gonna tell you, I've approached my share of women and I probably can count on my hand how many were actually rude to me. You know what I'm saying?
So
as long as you're respectable, you walk up and you're a nice guy. Yep. And when I say nice guy, you guys know what I mean. Not being a simp, but just
don't be creep.
Exactly.
Don't be a creep.
Hey, gorgeous.
Right.
Just respectful.
Very
Most
respectful.
women, they'll be very nice and say either I'm not interested or whatever the case is.
Exactly.
Yeah, most people don't like confrontation. They don't get it. Like, don't get me wrong. Back in my younger days, I received a lot of harsh rejections, but it was my fault though, and I knew why. In recent years, no, that rarely even happens. But like the worst rejection I even had was when I first started when I was 18. A chick threw a drink in my face. That was the worst. But I wanted to.
She was on Love and Hip Hop. Found out. Love and Hip Hop in DC. Let's make it happen.
Nah, but it was my fault though. You get what I'm saying? Like when I first started, bro. Like I wasn't like first of all, I wasn't aware. I was just shooting at everything. I was using pickup lines and saying, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Would that hurt when you fell from heaven?" All this stupid shit. You get what I'm saying? It's just girls. Girls can be really mean, but like I said, if you do something stupid, it just makes it even worse. Yeah. But no, that's the worst that's ever happened to me. But that was back in that was years ago, man. It was like talking like 10, 11, 12 years ago.
You had any harsh rejections, K-Dot, ever approached no?
But that was my fault, guys.
No, I haven't. Actually, I haven't. You know, they was real respectful about it. Like, hey, I got a husband. I got, they got right to it. Like you said, TK, it's all about your approach. Don't come off like a creep. Bringing up sex and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because personally, I feel like most women are already kind of timid. You know what I mean? Like you don't, you know what I mean? Most women are already timid. So the least you can do is, if I approach a woman or something like that, I might say I got a natural sense of humor. So, I might say something like, hey, you like what you see? You know what I'm saying? I might put the ball on the court and see what she say about that. Like, you like what you see? She's like, yeah, but I think you do. I say, I absolutely do. And I just take it from there.
Those are the two things I respect most about both you guys, because K-Dot, I've seen you walk into a room thousands of times, man. You always walk in, you smiling, you joking with everybody, man. Not everybody has that skill. Oliver, you the same way, man. When you walk in, hey, how everybody doing? You command respect when you walk into a room.
Charisma.
I don't necessarily have that. I walk and I can be charismatic, but my thing is I gotta sit back and I gotta watch you.
You gotta,
you know what I'm saying? I gotta see.
TK peep the whole room.
Yeah,
I
gotta see first. Who's who before I even say anything.
Next thing we know, 5 minutes later, me and him talking. This dude booed up in the corner. I'm like,
hey, I'm gonna just say this.
I'm over there talking to the bartender. I'm like, what the heck did he start doing?
TK, y'all, I've known this guy. He's a silent assassin. I'll just say that. Simple as that. He's a silent assassin.
But that's always been my thing, though. But like I said, I would trade what I have to be either one of y'all, man. Because like I said, what you guys have, you can't teach.
It like come with a curse, though. It's a gift and curse.
Everything does. Everything does.
Now you're right.
Nothing has 100% benefits, man. It just doesn't.
Because I've actually missed out on a couple of women because, and me just being the friendly guy I am, I'm just a nice guy all around. I might have been like nice to a female might have been looking at me the whole time. They was like, okay, I saw how you looked like you was flirting with her. You was smiling. You was too much teeth, this and that and that. So that comes with it too sometimes.
And my thing is, bro, you know me, I'm aggressive. You already know that has its drawbacks. You know what I'm saying? Big risk, big reward, but also big consequences.
Exactly.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, and we talk about this all the time too.
Because how many times have I been rejected? A lot. You've seen me. Like I've been rejected a lot. I have my fair share, but
I was gonna say that though. Like we talk about this too. It's like it's always better to err on the side of being bold with women than to sit back and be too timid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I would take your approach all the time. Even if I struck out 100% of the time, I would still take it.
But let me tell you where that comes from, and I think it really depends on what you want. Because one thing that we always talked about One thing you've always been better than me at is retention. You know what I'm saying? For me, a lot of the time, I come off so aggressive, so polarizing. Now, don't get me wrong. It's good for one-night stands. It's good for instant makeouts. It's good for even instant dates, all that stuff. It's good if you're trying to make stuff fast. But as they know, easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, it can get boring sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Like the spark can spin, but it also dies out quick. You are also better when you hit. You more so like bang, like you know what I mean. Like it's more rapport that's built. You typically hold your joints a lot longer. For me, I might hit them, but you know me, I like to get to know a chick. But by that time, it's over. It's over.
But I think that's why this show will be so successful, guys, because we all have our own individual strengths, our own weaknesses, and we kind of can see no matter what kind of guy or even women out there, they can relate to one of our personalities. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what'll make this show so great. I think that's actually a good point to kind of knock this down on, man.
It's very
last thoughts on the show.
I just want to say, when it comes to rejection, guys, this may sound really, 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 really corny, but when it gets down to it, once you've learned the principles, it is really about more so being yourself. Because it's like this: we all have knowledge of women, we all have a basic background. There's a lot of things that we pretty much all can agree on, but with all three of us having different styles, there's going to be some women that are attracted to TK for whatever reason. Yep. There's going to be some women that are somehow attracted to me. And it is going to be some women that's attracted to K-Dot and it's cologne. It's just, but for all of us, once you find that stuff, it really is about being your character. Yep. And like I said, because women are drawn to different things.
Yeah.
So
and women women can dissect if you're being real or putting on the front too. So,
exactly.
What you see is what you get.
And the more authentic you are, the better chance you are to even if you don't land this one, the more you are to land a more quality chick that's better for you.
Exactly.
Cap it.
There's always somebody out there for somebody. I'll just say that, But like I said, rejection, guys, like I said, it's not a failure. Like I said, don't put yourself down. Just look at it as feedback. Just go back to the drawing board. That's all I'll say about that.
The only true rejection is you not doing nothing at all.
Exactly.
That's a coward.
Yeah. And guys,
do that.
Won't do that.
I have to take my own advice, but you should be trying to talk to at least 3 women a day, man. You don't gotta flirt with them. Just walk by them and say hi, man.
If you even scared to even do that, don't even think about the number. This is what I started off with. Just go and just ask what time it is. Oh, okay, thank you, and just boom, and then just grow from there.
Yeah, there's been times where I've really had a nice intellectual conversation with women, and I literally forgot about the number. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was enjoying the time being of it. Just enjoying the vibe.
We're going to get a reputation inevitably that we probably are misogynist and hate women, but we actually.
I'm inevitable. Shout out to my man Thanos.
We actually love women, and honestly,
and women love me.
We love. I'm speaking for myself, but I love talking to women. I love taking them on dates, and I have great respect for women that are my family and things like that. So I mean, it's not that we hate; we just like having interesting conversations, guys. But rejection, man, don't let it consume you. And like K-Dot said, I think that's a good theme of the show. No such thing as rejection.
No such thing.
Just feedback. Man.
Just feedback. Just go back to the drawing board.
Nothing's personal.
So, guys, man, let us know what you want to see, man. Please send us in topics. We're going to do our best to bring as much value to you guys as possible. We have a lot more ladies coming on. We're going to keep growing this platform. Guys, you want to shout out your Instagrams and everything?
Ladies, DM the Instagram if you guys want to get on at Shattered Illusionz.
And in the DMV area. Or if you want to even come out from out of town, that's cool too. Just let us know.
Okay.
But Instagram, guys, you want to do that?
Instagram, follow me. K.standupguy. It's that simple. K with the dot. Like I said, Shattered Illusion Productions. I'm sorry. Blah. Shattered Illusion Podcast.
That's still a good. I like that name.
You like that? I think kind of have a right ring to it though. But Shattered Illusion Podcast, y'all.
That's the LLC.
No
we in the States now, mate, but we're going global. It's going global. I just want to let y'all know.
For sure.
What's your IG and everything?
Man, just hit me up at Shattered Illusionz, man. You know what it is.
Okay, that's a bet, man. Hey, look, that's all our time to the next time, man. We gonna keep growing, keep getting better, man. We out.
We gone.
Will I take him to the drinking?
Damn, I miss that. Damn, I miss that. That was good, man. It must have been a salad, baby. You had me when I said it was